If you haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, I can only say one thing. You're missing out on one of the best movies that came out in the last decade. The way this movie captures so many things that are relevant in today's society, such as nihilism, generational trauma, human connections, self reflection, depression, I can go on, and I might find more themes this movie talks about. And it does all of these things with the help of the existing theory of the multiverse, focusing on one small Asian immigrant family. How cool is that? So, without wasting any more time, let's get right into it, shall we? Before I say anything, I need to talk about the symbolism in the movie and how fantastic it is actually. In the opening scene of the movie itself, we see mirrors which are symbolic representations of how we are getting into a movie which talks about self reflection, and circles which represent how we always come back to the things that really matter. Bagels, googly eyes talking about the balance of good and evil within all of us, the nihilism of our existence. The way they incorporate these things in such a subtle yet meaningful way is the real beauty of this film. As I said, this movie talks about several themes, but at its core, it is talking about one thing, and that is that we are all just living in a time that just doesn't feel right.
I know you're all fighting because you're scared and confused. I'm confused too.
We all have this feeling that something is wrong, but we do not have the words to express what it is exactly. It is a metaphor for constant thoughts about our unlived lives, all the roads we are constantly thinking about, all the roads we feel we should have taken. The internet has increased these feelings to an exponential level because now we feel like we have a chance at everything. We can go everywhere because we are looking at the world all at once through our devices. We are living in a postmodern society that emphasizes individual freedom over the traditional norms of the past. In theory, it seems like we have this perfect world. We can now choose our own careers. We can be free to follow whichever religion we want, express our sexuality, and break free from all the cultural and societal norms. But in reality, the story is not as pretty. We see this struggle in Joy. From the moment we are introduced to her, she seems dissatisfied with her life. She wants something from her mother, but she doesn't understand how to express what that is. And even after seeing herself in every other universe, in all different forms, she still doesn't understand what's the point of any of this. What significance does any of this have? And starts to believe that nothing matters.
Because you see, when you really put everything on a bagel, it becomes this.
Come on. Come on, Evelyn.
The truth.
What is the truth?
Nothing matters.
This nihilism in Joy is what leads Joy to become Jobu Tupaki and destroy everything. As much as we'd like to think that our society is more individualistic because we are given more choices, it is mostly just the fate that is imposed on us as our world becomes more and more complex and fragile, with so many views having no structure or system to rely upon. We see the characters shifting realities, having hundreds of qualities and talents that they wish they had. And yet, fate has a funny way of making things hard. We all know what state our world is in. We all know and can sense the paradigm shift that is happening. And we all can sense the world that is going to emerge from this. And it is exactly why we have no hope. Jobu Tupaki is the personification of this dissatisfaction, disappointment, and hopelessness we all feel. And what she is searching for is someone to confirm that this is how it is all going to end. And so she goes looking for the confirmation from her creator, her mother, who is a form of chaos herself. And when she loses her hope, it is the end of all this. The confirmation that there is no hope brings in the satisfaction of at least having that certainty that there is no hope. We are living in a world where dissociation seems like the only way to survive without losing our brains. We open a feed, we see the pictures of cats and dogs, and then news of gun violence in the USA. We quickly move on to the wildfires, and then the war between Ukraine and Russia. We see a dance going viral, and then women obsessed with surgery, and men obsessed with podcasts. What is this called? The internet, where you can see everything everywhere all at once. So, having no hope, is this truly it? How do we come out of it? Will we ever come out of it? We see Jobu Tupaki as the one who is completely lost hope, and Evelyn as the one who is still fighting to hold on. We see Evelyn struggle. We see Evelyn as the person who is seeking the acceptance of her father. She is always questioning herself and her choice of leaving and marrying her partner. She is not satisfied. She never was satisfied. And this is something we see in her father, herself, and Joy. We see three generations of people who are seeking the acceptance of one another but not being able to give it because they never knew what to appreciate, what to see in each other. They were constantly looking at what they don't have. We see that all this confusion, catharsis, and chaos within ourselves and with the world will finally stop when Wayman says this.
I don't know. The only thing I do know is that we have to be kind. Please, be kind. Especially when we don't know what's going on.
This right here is one thing we all need to hear as a world right now. All of this chaos leads us to what we really want, what we truly need, to find the balance within. Look at what we have, acknowledging the chaos, understanding that it exists, and choosing to ignore it when the noise becomes overwhelming. Doing things that truly matter, being with the people that truly matter. What we all want to have is people we can connect to, open up to, be seen, to be understood. This has been our thing as humans ever since we started walking on the earth. To alleviate our anxiety, fear, and suffering, finding that balance to stop feeling overwhelmed by the infinite number of possibilities always racing in our brains. In the end, what truly matters is being present and looking at the one thing right in front of you needs you to be there. And that is the essence of everything, everywhere, all at once. I truly think that this movie is going to be appreciated a lot more in the coming decades as the pioneer for the discourse around the impact of the internet in the younger generations. So yes, that is the end of the video, guys. So if you like the video, consider subscribing to the channel because YouTube doesn't really promote small channels that much, and I would really appreciate the support. And bye.